Yes, good day, my dear viewer. I'm Pastor Richard, your instructor, and today we are going to have a look at a very interesting project. Always, I want you to learn how to design projects like this. Yeah, this is how the project look like, and we are going to move step by step and come up with a very nice structure like this. And this is a twin house, 2-bedroom house, and I can say it's a 2-unit house. So when you come from the front, there's a veranda here, there's a living room here where my cousin is moving, then there's a bedroom here. It's bedroom 1 and then bedroom 2, then there's a bath, then there's a kitchen. This side all the same. It is a twin house, 2 units. So this side is the same as this side with all the dimensions and everything are the same. When we can look at the elevation, this is the elevation of this house, and you have a party wall in between to separate the two families. So there are two families which can live in this house. The rear elevation, then the side elevation. Then here we have a section of this house. So as I told you, it's going to be an interesting project. We are going to move step by step how to come up with a good structure like this. So I'm going to start by drawing the ground plan. And normally in AutoCAD, we use line commands in order to come up with the drawing. And AutoCAD is one of the best software I've ever used for drafting to 2D and even 3D. It's very good with AutoCAD. So we are going to move step by step how to come up with this structure. So I'm going to open a blank space. This is this, and then I perform drawing on this. So let me select the layer 1 because I'm going to start by drawing the wall. If we are to look at our plan, the length of the building is 16.29 meter by 8.36 meter. So in order to start this drawing, we can start by drawing this line. But I'm going to make it, I'm going to concentrate on one side since it is a twin house. I can decide to produce on the one side, then this one here will have just mirror. So I'm going to start by typing line, and you press enter. AutoCAD will realize that you are ready to draw a line. So now the point I will click, that will be the first point of the line. I prefer to make my auto on, so I put it on. So I can type 16 meter, 16,000 millimeter, and I press enter. And then I can type also 10 meter for this side. I'm going to, instead of typing 8.36 meter, I'm going to type 10 meter. So we come on this, I will type 10,000 millimeter. Let's press enter and enter. So this is my 10,000 millimeter. Now we have to create this room, and then this room from internal to internal is 3,500 millimeter. So internal to internal is 3,500 millimeter. So what we shall do is first to offset line to get the thickness of this wall, which is 230 millimeter. Yeah, so when we come here, we first select offset, then we type the offset distance, 230, we press enter, then we can offset. We know this external wall is also 230. AutoCAD is still ready to continue with offsetting 230. We also offset 230. Then the distance between this internal wall to internal wall here is 3,500 millimeter. So we type O, which is offset, we press enter, then we type the offset distance 3,500 and we press enter. AutoCAD will realize that it's good now to offset 3,500. Then we select the line and you offset on the direction you want the line to be offset. So I right click and I select enter. I've terminated that command. Then this thickness, this wall thickness is 150 millimeter. So what I will do is I type O. AutoCAD will realize that I want to offset. I press enter. Then I type the distance 150. That is the distance to offset. Then I press enter. Then I select I offset in the direction I want to offset. Now let's see the living room. The living room, what is the size of the living room? Here, the living room is 4,150. So we can do the living room. So we can escape. Then I type O, press enter, and I type the offset distance, which is 4,150. And then I press enter. AutoCAD is ready now to offset 4,150. So when I select this line, I offset it in the direction I want it to move. So it has gone there. Then we see the thickness of the wall here. The thickness of the wall here is 230. This is the party wall. Dividing the two family is 230. So what we do, we go and produce this wall, we see 230. So we can select offset, or we type O and enter. And we have selected offset. What category to offset that? Now we type the offset distance. 230, enter. We offset 230. After offsetting this 230, then we see from here to this way is the size of the bedroom and the size of the sitting room. Let's see on the original wall. We have 3,830. That is the size of the bedroom here. So we can offset this 3,830. 3,830. So we offset that to 3,830. So we select offset, type the offset distance 3,830. So we press enter, select this, and we see the thickness of the wall. Then we select offset again. Okay, our thickness of the wall is 150. So we select offset, then we type 150. Then we see the size of this room, which is 3,920. So we offset now 3,930. Offset 3,930. And offset is, we know that the external wall here is 230. So we can type O, and we type the offset distance 230. We press N. So we are supposed to offset this. Offset distance, press enter. Then you offset 230, the thickness of the wall. And yeah, we are almost done with one side of the unit, but still there is this is the sitting room, this bedroom, there's a toilet here. We have to create that. So we go and look at the size of the toilet here, which is 1,000 millimeter. The normal size is 1.2, but for this case it's only 1,000 millimeter. So we can create that one, 1,000 millimeter. So we can create 1,000 millimeter here for the bath. For the offset, and select offset, we type the offset distance 1,000 millimeter. We hit enter and we offset. This is now the toilet. So still we can offset the thickness of this wall, which is 150, and we have put the thickness of that wall. But there are several lines here which we need to trim them and clean. So we type PR, enter. PR AutoCAD will realize that you want to trim. So now we can select the trimming line and we right click and we trim this off. And we can still repeat trim. Then what we do, we select the trim line, then we right click and we trim all this at once. Right click and enter. So now we are finished trimming this. Maybe for the sake of you understanding more clearly how trim works, I can include it. So when you select trim, you can type PR, then you hit enter. After hitting enter, then AutoCAD will be ready to trim. You can, now what you will do, you can right click, and after right clicking, you can now begin to trim. You can trim. You can trim. You can trim. This is a one simple way of doing trim. So I can now enter to tell AutoCAD that I've finished doing that command. So now I've done cleaning around here. So let's look at our drawing look like. So we have already created these, and then these. And now we are left with one thing. We have not yet created this veranda, and the veranda here is the veranda here. Let's first measure this distance. From here to here is 1.5. So the veranda here is 1.5. And the thickness of this wall is 150. But this is a kind of external wall. We can improve it and make it to be what? 230. This is a wall which is exposed outside. I prefer it to be not 150, so we put it 230. So now we go back to our drawing. We can type O, which means offset, and we hit enter, and we type the offset this time, which is 1000. And we hit what? Enter. AutoCAD will be ready to offset 1500 to see. It has offset is 1500. And I see this. This wall we can improve it to be what? 230. So we can still type offset, enter, then we the offset this, and now instead of 150, we're going to make 230. And we hit enter. So we have already created veranda here, but nevertheless we need to trim and clean around here, which is very important. So now how do we trim here? So let's look at our original drawing look like. So we find that this is there, and the veranda is around here, which we can now trim. This one you cannot trim, so you delete. Select it and press delete key. But there's still a number of places whereby we need to trim. And to create this toilet is not going through up to here. The toilet has stopped around somewhere here. So let's see what we can do to come up with this toilet clearly. So let's look at our original. So you find that the toilet has stopped here. Now the distance, it was not also dimension. We can now measure it from here up to here. So it's 1600 millimeters. So we can break it here now. Offset this line to come here at 1600 millimeters. So can go to our drawing and we offset 1600. Offset 1600. 1600, we can still offset 150 and the thickness of the wall. And now we can trim around, come up with up to here. This is one big thing. Yes. So we are almost done with the outline, but we need to trim around to bring us to what we want. So we need to trim this, and this. That is the trim line. So I right click now and I trim this, I trim this, I trim this, I trim this. I right click, I enter. So this is there's still a number of cleaning. Can say right click, then we select the trim line. We select the trim line. Then we right click, then we trim off all this. We have created now the sitting room. Then we need to, there's a door to the bedroom here. I think here, let's first see from the original. So here we find that there's a door here, there's a door here. Here there's nothing like a door, so we can clean that one. So here we can clean, and we have a door here and a door here. So we can trim this, right click, we trim this one here off. So we are left with creating a door here and then a door here. Which is good, but this line here, this line, and so this line is not there. We can just select and then we use delete key from the keyboard. So this is exactly how it look like, but this line is not there, so we can trim this line. I think we trim this line and now select and then press delete key from the keyboard. So this is exactly how our plan look like. So when we go to our original, we can look at it and we see it's exactly how it look like. But we have a wardrobe here, we have a wardrobe here, and then yeah, those are what we have. So we can do cleaning around here now to trim around so that we can come up with exactly look like this. So we go back to our drawing, then we select trim, we right click, then we now trim this, we trim this, when we move here, we trim this, we zoom, we trim this, we zoom, we trim this, we zoom, you trim this, you zoom around using the wheel of your mouse. Trim this, trim this, trim this, you trim this, and then you move around, you trim this, is not necessary. Trim this, you trim this, is not necessary. You trim this, you trim this, then you come and also clean this one here and clean this one here. We clean this, and we clean this, we clean this. Now, all is almost, yeah, we have done with trimming all, except here, and still trim. We right click, we enter to tell AutoCAD that we have cleared the one. With trimming, we need to create another command. So now we're going to create the doors and the window openings. So let's see the size of our windows. So this window here, and we have to look at it, is 1.2. This one is 600. So 1.2, this is 1.2. This one I think it is a bit big. It's also 1.2. So all our windows are 1.2 meter. So now we can create them comfortably. So when we go back in our drawing, create our windows. So you select line, and now the midpoint is not active. So we have to set it. We set it to show us the midpoint here. It will help us a lot. So you come down here. And you right click this. Then you go to snaps, a snap setting. Then you go to object snap. You see midpoint is not selected. So you select midpoint. After selecting midpoint, you also select perpendicular. It will help you somewhere. Then you hit OK. So it means we have set. Now AutoCAD will now see midpoint. You see it can now show you the midpoint. So let's pick for the midpoint in order for us to create the window opening. Let's pick the midpoint on. So the line command is still working. Repeat line. Pick from the midpoint, then this one also in the midpoint. But this is a bit tricky because we should have created a door first, then we get the midpoint of this one. But nevertheless, first let's leave it like that. So that one will help us to create all the windows around. This is 600. So now we start offsetting both sides. 1000 to 600 to create 1200. So I select offset and I type 600 enter. So I offsetted both sides. So the distance from here to here is 1.2, which is the size we want. So this one also 600, 600, 600, 600. And this is also 600, 600. So now this one here is only 300 millimeter both sides, so it will create 600 millimeters. So we select offset, then we press enter. Press right click, select offset, and you type the offset this time, which is 300. Enter. Then right click and enter to terminate the command. Now this one here you cannot trim them. You can select and press the delete key. You select and press the delete key. Select and press the delete key. You select and press the delete key. We are going to trim all this in order to create our what? Our door opening. No, the window opening. So we select trim. We right click, then we trim this, trim this, we trim this, we trim this, we trim this. There is okay. So now after trimming that, we're going to create a door opening here. Door opening here, door opening here. Then a door opening here. A door opening here. Extend is hidden here. When you select extend, the trim will be hidden. So now we have selected extend. We are going to extend this line up to here. You right click, then you extend, Then you also extend this. Right click, you hit enter. So we are going to trim around here to look exactly what we want. So now we can select trim. It is hidden. We right click and you trim this. Trim this. We trim this. You trim this. You trim this. You trim this. And this. Now it's exactly what we want. We have the door here, the door this way, then the wardrobe here. But still we have to clean around here. We select trim, we right click, and we trim this one here, trim this one. Right click. You can undo from here. When you right click, trim this one here, trim this one here. Okay, so we have created all the window opening. So it's remaining creating a door here, the door here, the door here, the door here. So we can do that and then it will be enough for today. So now, how do we create the door openings? So we have to start by making the job first. So this door is 1000 millimeter. And we can say offset 200 to be the door job. And now with a right click and 1000 millimeter. So this is our door opening is 1000 millimeter. So we create another one here. So this is 900 millimeter. So we can select offset and we type 200 and I take this selection set 900 millimeter. That is 900 millimeter. You can also copy this now and then take it the other side because it's the same. Copy this and take it the other side. It's okay. And we create another door opening here. Line, and this door opening is what? It's 900. So we type 200 and we right click and we get 900. Set this 900. Yeah, I think the job here is not there. So we just pick direct 900 here. Set 900. We hit enter. Yeah, this is okay. It's 900. So we do the same thing. We delete this line, select and delete. Then here we also create a door of one. 900, and so we are putting doors opening. We can trim this, trim this, trim this, trim this. This one you cannot trim. This one you cannot trim, you only delete them. So now we can trim this also. So far so good. We have created all the openings. This is the window opening, this is the door opening, this is the door opening, this is the opening, this is the door opening, a window opening, door opening, then another door opening is here. And trim this. So is so far now good. Good. We have to stop here. We shall continue from here next time. Thank you.